I was about to cook, so I'm about to really cook on this live stream. It's just a lot of stuff to talk about, man. But like I'm really getting disgusted and irritated with this whole Errol Spence and Crawford situation, and then Teofimo Lopez and his dad, they really starting to irk me too, and they starting to turn into like some real, like, you know what I'm saying, like. And the thing is, what's up? Hey, H Money. Since you here, let's start with Teofimo before we move to Spence. Yeah, let's start with his man. Teofimo Senior and his dad, man, is just on some weak shit. They talking about that they ain't impressed, and Devin Haney got to work his way up, and he got to win some fights. What is these dudes talking about, man? What is they talking about, man? You beat a overrated, never was fraudulent pound for pound in Lomachenko. Anybody with common boxing says knew the dude wasn't number one pound for pound. And now all of a sudden you acting like man, come on, man. The fight wasn't even on pay-per-view. It was on regular ESPN. And you had a terrible 10th round. It looked like you was about to get stopped. You talking about Devin Haney and man, stop it, man. And you ain't impressed with Tank, and Lomachenko will easily beat Devin Haney. He'll easily beat Tank. He'll easily beat Broughton, man. I don't know about all that. Lomachenko ain't looked that good in a while. It always come down to who you put in the ring with a certain type of fighting style. And I knew that Teofimo's fighting style was going to bother Lomachenko. I picked Lomachenko to win that fight via controversy, with the decision that he was going to win a controversial split decision. But at the end of the day, he thoroughly, for the most part, he got outboxed. He lost the first 7 rounds, for God's sake. So how do you think you won a fight when you lost the first 7 rounds? And you had, you rallied a little bit, 8th, 9th, 10th. The 11th was up for grab, and you definitely lost the 12th round. So, like I said, at the most part, you lost. Like I said, worst case scenario, you lost. Worst case scenario, you lost 9 rounds to 3. Best case for you, you lost 8 rounds to 4. I don't know how Lomachenko could sit up there and tell a bold-faced lie that he thought that fight should have been a draw. I mean, he is in denial about who he is. He always was an overrated fighter. Him, Triple G, they all was overrated hype jobs. And that's just the bottom line. But now Teofimo think that he beat a fraudulent number one. He think because he beat a fraudulent number one pound per pound fighter, and he was only ESPN's number one pound per pound fighter. Most people did not believe that he was the actual number one pound per pound fighter. I never had Lomachenko in my top 5. I didn't even really have him in my top 10, to be honest. So I mean, I'm just keeping it 100. But Teofimo and his daddy, they kind of like irking my nerve because they talking like real brand new. Like, come on, man. What you mean you ain't? What you mean Devin Haney got to do more? Until you fought Lomachenko, with the exception of the Richard Comey fight, that was like your best. You know what I'm saying? That was like your best opponent. I'm gonna do the NBA later. I'm gonna do that later. The boxing shit is just like the boxing shit is just starting to disgust me because, like I said, at the end of the day, boxing is gonna be in serious jeopardy in the next couple of years if big time fights don't get made. Because, like I said, at the end of the day, Teofimo need to at least be looking at the Ryan Garcias, the Tank Davises, and the Devin Haney's of the world. But I knew if Devin Haney didn't knock out Gamboa, I knew this was going to happen. And it was just a situation where you can't win for losing. I mean, Devin Haney won pretty much every damn round. In a sad state because at the end of the day, people don't want to make the best fights. Like I said, a lot of these fighters, and I hate to say it, a lot of these fighters, they just act like some punks. They act like some punks. They act like divas. They act like, they, for real. Like I said, this is the reason why everybody is paying attention to these white boys, Logan and Jake Paul. If boxing was getting the actual fights made that the fans want to see, we wouldn't even be entertaining the thought of even talking about these dudes. But this is why their popularity is growing, because of these other dudes not wanting to make fights and then pushing the goalpost back. Okay, I mean, it's like this, Teofimo. Okay, if you want to take a little tune-up fight, okay, that's cool. But at the end of the day, man, you got to see Devin Haney. And Mauricio Sullivan already said that you ain't the real actual undisputed champion until you fight Devin Haney. So how is it that you talking all this cachet shit and you really ain't the man? Like I said, Lomachenko was never that good to begin with, just like Triple G. Triple G was never that good. He was always a hype job. Lomachenko was a hype job. Chocolatito was a hype job. He was a manufactured HBO champion. And so was Triple G. So, I mean, at the end of the day, Teofimo, man, he looking real funny style right now. And the same, and let me get to another dude that's looking real funny style right now. I'm gonna save Errol Spence for later. But Canelo another one. Like I said before, man, I wasn't impressed watching him beat up another flat-footed, you know what I'm saying, minimal boxing skills white boy. At the end of the day, I mean, for real, man, was anybody impressed with his victory over Smith? I mean, the fight went how most people thought it would go. It wasn't no drama to it. Most people believed Canelo would win that fight going away. He won that fight going away. I had that fight maybe 10 rounds to 2 in favor of Canelo. But you give Smith credit because he finished the fight on his feet. He didn't get dropped. I mean, he got banged up a little bit, but at the end of the day, once again, Canelo couldn't stop somebody. And I don't think Canelo's power is what they make it out to be. But at the end of the day, I think he can stop people, but I don't think he's a devastating puncher like how they make him out to be. I don't think he can do that much damage at 168. And it's a question of, is he legit at 168? Now, people can get mad all they want, but let's just face the fact. Canelo got popped for PEDs. That's documented. That's always going to be attached to him. That's always going to be attached to him, and people got to accept it. His fans got to accept it. But then they'll try to bring up somebody else. Nah, we talking about Canelo. But like I said, Canelo talking about he want to go down to 160 for Errol Spence. Like I said, first of all, I'm keeping it 100. Errol Spence don't deserve no fight with Canelo. Errol Spence got unfinished business at 147. Like I said, that would be a slap in the face to Jamal if Errol Spence gets the fight before Jamal Charlo does. Jamal Charlo been chasing Canelo for 6 years. Now he talking about, well, I guess I'm going to have to move up to 168. I'm like, wow. I mean, now you got to move up to 168. And then, like I said, one thing when you fight Canelo, Canelo is going to stipulate the shit out of you. Like I said, if he don't weight drain you or weight pimp you, he ain't going to give you enough time. He going to sit up there and wait till his next fight. He going to set up a fight date. And then 4 weeks out, here he come trying to negotiate with you. Like I said, Smith only had a 4-week camp. Like I said, Canelo don't never want to like, for real. You look at Caleb Plant. Didn't want to give Caleb Plant a full camp. Caleb Smith, 4-week camp. Like I said, Canelo is known for like trying to handicap you. And I mean, good grief. And like I said before, man, I wasn't impressed with that fight. Now, Caleb Plant got a fight coming up in a few weeks. If he looks good in his next fight, then the talk with him and Canelo may really start to, pick up some steam. But at the end of the day, he's sitting up there, he basically like ignoring the fact that David Benavidez is out there. That's another fight that I think the fans would be interested in seeing. But hey, once again, you got people that's not trying to give us the best fights out there. And it's an ongoing cycle. It's just too much ducking. I've never seen so many obstacles that people in hoops that people got to go through to get fights made. And it's just irritating, and it make you pull out your hair if you got any hair as a boxing fan, because it's like, damn, why do we got to go through all these formalities to just get a damn fight made? Well, it don't even have to be this damn tough. Like I said before, they found a way to make Deontay Wilder Tyson Fury 2. So they can't find a way to make all these other fights. I mean, just stop it, man. And then also you have Jamal Charlo that came out and said, hey man, I ain't never been offered no contract. He basically said that Oscar was lying. He said, I ain't been offered no contract. I ain't never been offered no contract to fight Canelo. Now that's going to come down to who do you believe. I mean, at the end of the day, he wants to fight now. He wants to fight now. So why can't we get the fight made now? It's a fight that needs to get made. It's a fight that's 5 years in the making. Like I said, Jamal Charlo is going to be a very difficult fight for Canelo. Hey, bro. No, he didn't. Get out of here, bro. Don't come here with that bullshit. You got the wrong channel for that, bro. So, like I said, bro, don't fuck with me, bro. I'll run your ass out off of here with the quickness. Canelo been ducking the fight for the longest. Canelo ducked Demetrius Andrade at 154. When Demetrius Andrade had a belt, he could have fought Canelo. He was trying to fight Canelo. Keep in mind, the reason why the Charlo brothers left Golden Boy is because Oscar promised them a fight with Canelo and he wouldn't make the fight. Like I said, Canelo is a good fighter, but let's not make it look like he seeking the best dudes out there. I mean, Rocky Fielding, Sergey Kovalov, Daniel Jacobs, Smith. Okay, stop it, man. Had a life and death fight against Lara. Had a life and death fight against Trout. And you notice Canelo never said, I'm fighting those dudes again. And he only fought Triple G twice because it was a big money fight. It could generate a lot of money because Triple G at the time was HBO's biggest hype job. And Canelo lost off of it. So I don't blame him for that. But let's just face the fact, Triple G was a never was. Look how Triple G get down now. Look at the dudes Triple G is fighting. I mean, for real. You can't dispute what I'm saying about Triple G. So like I said, and the same thing about Canelo. Certain styles give Canelo problems. Like I said, against Charlo is going to be the stronger fighter. And then one thing about Charlo, he'll be able to put pressure on Canelo. And Canelo don't fight good going backwards. And then Charlo is willing to exchange with Canelo. And don't sit up there and tell me that Canelo hit harder than Charlo, because that's a damn lie. You would be lying. So that's going to be a difficult style for him. And then Demetrius Andrade, he move around a lot. He a good counter puncher. Now the problem is with Andrade is sometimes he have periods in fights where he's not active. But Andrade, he can mix it up with the best of them when he gets motivated, when he's up for a fight. One thing about Canelo, as I said before, when you fight Canelo, like I said, you already down. You already down 3 rounds from the opening bell. So it really comes down to a game of catch-up. I mean, look at the Floyd Mayweather fight. Canelo didn't win 1 round in that fight versus Floyd, and somehow one of the judges had it a draw. She should have never been allowed to ever officiate a championship match ever again. That's just real talk. And like I said before, Canelo shouldn't even be entertaining the thought of fighting Errol Spence. And Errol Spence is sitting up there talking about that him versus Canelo would be a war. At the end of the day, Errol Spence fans are just running out of excuses for him. Errol Spence just keep pushing. He just, keep moving the goalpost. Keep moving the goalpost for real. You trying to unlock the door, and Errol Spence put an extra lock, or he put a chain on the door to where you can't get in. And like I said, he all over the place. You shouldn't even be thinking about Canelo at 160 because you got unfinished business with Bud Crawford. But once again, he ain't trying to fight Bud Crawford. And his fans can't get around it now. They can't talk their way around it. They can't sit up there and say, oh, well, nah, he really don't want the fight. Because Errol Spence contradicts himself. Like I said, he says 1 minute he chasing belts, he trying to unify, but then he fights Mikey Garcia. And then Derek James, out his own mouth said that like about a year and a half ago that they wasn't ready for Crawford. And then you heard Floyd a couple of years ago say we not ready to make the Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford fight. You had Bud that came to his fight, wanted to get in the ring and challenge him, but you had people acting a damn fool, and Errol Spence knew he was there, but Errol Spence didn't even want to invite the man in the ring. But like I said, he invites Manny Pacquiao in the ring. So like I said, what does that say about Errol Spence? And as I said before, I stand by what I said. If Errol Spence goes up to 160 and he get his ass beat by Canelo, and he try to go back down to 147 and then talking about, hey, I'm ready to fight Bud. If I'm Bud, I'm giving him the middle finger. Like, nah, man. You didn't cost me millions. You didn't cost me millions. So you think now you finna come fight me? Come on, man. Stop it. Both of them shouldn't even be sitting up there like worried about what Pacquiao gonna do, because as I said before, Pacquiao don't have to fight neither one of them. Because like I said, Pacquiao didn't done enough in his career to where he's earned the right to where he don't have to fight them. And then once again, I ask this question. What do you get out of fighting and beating Manny Pacquiao at age 42? Manny Pacquiao is 42 years old. What does that really do for your career when you supposed to beat Manny Pacquiao? When Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali, he was supposed to beat him. Restream is okay. Hey, what's up, J-Dog? Just setting the record straight. Errol, I'm really like I said, H Money, I'm just really disappointed in Errol Spence because he jerking the fans around and he playing these games, man. He looking for a payday. Like I said, you got to fight between two of the best black fighters on the planet, where they stand to make anywhere from $15 to possibly $20 million a piece. But then you trying to play Bud on the money. You just trying to play him. But then, like I said, you gave Danny Garcia $5 million up front, and you took 8. You had 16,000 people in attendance, and then you sold like what, 200,000 pay-per-views. For real. But then you trying to talk this 70-30 shit for Bud, but you gave Danny Garcia like 35 or 60-40, but you don't want to give the brother, but you trying to lowball the brother. I mean, like, for real, man, get out of here, man. Like I said, worst case scenario, 45-55. Best case scenario, 50-50. Me, myself, it should be 50-50. Because they both undefeated fighters. And I keep hearing this shit. Like I keep saying, if Errol Spence think Bud is such easy work, then why won't you send this dude a contract? And once again, Errol Spence looking real funny. You could take your ass to Canelo's fights, but you don't want. You could take your ass to Canelo's fights, but you don't come to Bud's fight. Now, like I said, I understand the bubble thing. That's excused. Okay, Madison Square Garden, you was kind of recovering. You was recovering from, the incident. But you didn't come to the Benavidez fight. You didn't come to the Jeff Horn fight. And you knew that was a potential opponent for you. But then Bud come to your fight. He come to Dallas. He got to go through all that drama. He got to go through all that drama with dudes acting a fool. But like I said, nobody can explain that. Nobody can explain him invite Manny Pacquiao into the ring, but you don't want to invite Bud. But then, like I said, they pulled this shit with Bud before. When Bud came to Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury in LA, a fight that I was in. A fight that I was at. I covered that fight. I was at that fight. They show everybody, even the people that ain't PBC fighters, they show Triple G on the Jumbotron, but they don't show Bud. So Al Heyman been doing this funny style ass shit when it comes to Bud. At the end of the day, Bud really ain't in Al Heyman's plan. Al Heyman is finna do the same thing with Errol Spence that he did with Floyd. And he trying to do it with Tank. Like I said, fight others, but not brothers. Even though Gary Russell Jr. pulled some weak shit with Devin Haney, but there's no excuse why we can't get a pay-per-view showdown between Gary Russell and Tank. There's no excuse. But he trying to make Errol Spence versus Manny Pacquiao. I'm just saying. Or he trying to make Errol Spence versus Canelo. And as I said before, I keep telling y'all, Canelo gonna be allowed to eat that mystery meat. Because remember, they raised the levels of how much you could have in your system to where it would be considered a failed test or not. You know, courtesy of Mauricio Sullivan. You know, looking out for his brethren. And that's okay. But I'm just saying. You already know Canelo go be off that mystery meat, man. And like I said, that fight ain't gonna turn out, I'm just telling you right now, that fight ain't gonna turn out too well for Errol Spence if he take that fight. And then once again, you got some of these fake ass content creators basically condoning Errol Spence's treatment of Bud Crawford. And I keep saying, Errol Spence ain't fought no world beaters. He ain't fought no damn world beaters. And they making it look like he fought like dudes, like he just fought like killers. He fought okay dudes, but he didn't fight no killers. Danny Garcia did his best work. Well, I mean, it's just starting to look that way. It's just looking like Errol Spence don't want the damn fight. And for people that's sitting up there saying Bud said he was going down, man, Bud was talking sarcastically. Everybody know Bud ain't going down to no damn 135. Bud can't even make 135 no more. So stop it. He was just, and then like he said, see? He said, like he said in his tweet, he said, see, y'all be blaming me. This man talking about fighting somebody else. Oh, man. Bro, you gotta go. I told you don't come on here with that bullshit. So, God, these fucking idiots on here, man. Fucking morons, man. That's what I'm saying. These fucking Errol Spence fanboys is something else, man. Oh, Errol Spence is on your mind. Man, I just got through talking about, so, man, You supposed to talk boxing, man. Get out of here with that gay shit, bro. Don't bring that gay shit on here, bro. Get out of here. Fucking clown. Go take that gay shit somewhere else. Oh, man. Yeah, man, get out of here. Nah, Canelo got a great chin. But I seen Canelo bothered by punches. Look, man, getting hit flush in your chin gonna bother you one way or another. You could have the best chin in the world, but you get hit with the wrong type of punch in the wrong type of moment, it'll put you on your ass. I want you to watch that fight again, because I saw when, like I said, when Smith would sit on his punches and he would hit Canelo flush, Canelo had that same thing that Triple G had. When Smith would hit him flush, Canelo would freeze. You know, I'm talking about it would stop him like right dead in his tracks. So he would freeze a little bit. So some of those punches that Smith was landing was bothering Canelo. But then Smith, like at times, he had that Poe and jab, but then he had throw those pity pat like combinations occasionally. And he didn't use his height to his advantage. Even in the Sergey Kovalev fight, Sergey Kovalev until the stoppage, his jab was bothering Canelo all night long. And then he cracked Canelo a couple of times and Canelo froze. I mean, Smith just seemed like a dude that was just there to, you know, like Demetrius Andrade said, dude, are you here to win? Or are you here to just, you know, go through the motions, go through the formality, just make it all 12 rounds? Smith didn't seem hungry in that fight. And that's why Demetrius Andrade was going in on Chris Mannix like post-fight commentary. And then Chris Mannix was, you know, acting brand new. He acted like he couldn't believe what Demetrius Andrade was saying. He was like, yeah, man, when they was talking about pound for pound, he was like, it's interchangeable. And that's what I've been trying to say. Pound for pound is interchangeable. Yeah, it's just interchangeable. I said before, if you think Errol number one, that's cool. You think Canelo number one, that's cool. You think Bud number one, that's cool. Like I said, you ain't gonna get an argument from me, like, for the most part, unless you say something stupid to piss me off, and then I'm gonna start, you know, clowning. The type of fighter that it take to beat Canelo, you have to be a strong fighter. You got to have a good jab, and you got to be able, and you got to have you know to beat Canelo. That's what type of fighter beats Canelo. That's why I say Caleb Plant and David Benavidez is gonna give Canelo fits. Caleb Plant is a very slick fighter. He could be in and out, you know what I'm saying? He could be in and out and switching angles on you before you know it. And he could let his hands go. I just think he's going to be a very difficult fight for Canelo. David Benavidez is a guy, it's going to be an interesting fight. David Benavidez is way more faster than Caleb Smith. And one thing about David Benavidez, he can box. He's a complete, David Benavidez is a complete offensive fighter. He has no weaknesses as far as offense goes. He could go to the body, he could throw hooks, he can jab, he could, I mean, for real, he could throw combinations. He's going to be a tough fight for Canelo as well. And he's faster than Canelo. So his style, like I said, styles make fights. Caleb Plant's style is going to bother Canelo, and David Benavidez's style is going to bother Canelo. So that's why he's hesitant to make those type of fights. That's why he offered Caleb Plant a damn 5-week camp. David Benavidez can scrap. He can. When I say he can scrap, the kid can scrap. I'm gonna try to get him on, man. I'm gonna try to hit him up, man. I got his number somewhere in my phone. I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna see, can I get him? I'm gonna see, can I get, if I can't get David Benavidez, I'll try to get the father. So I'm gonna see, can I get them? Try to see, can I get them on the phone and shit? Try to see, can I set up an interview with them? I got their dad's number somewhere, you know, but nah, I don't think David Benavidez is green. I think David Benavidez is more than ready for Canelo. I think the Canelo fight is going to present opportunity for Benavidez to initiate his offense. I don't think he's green. I think he can handle Canelo. I really do. I think he'll be fine. His dad is a very good trainer. I don't think he's green. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll be more than equipped to handle Canelo. You know. So I don't think he's too green. I think, you know, he got enough fights under his belt. You know, he got enough fights under his belt to where I think he'll be able to give Canelo a competitive, good fight. So, you know. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. Just check out these videos I got coming up. I'm out.